G'day viewers, Jeff from McPhee's Gardening, Melbourne, Australia. Today's subject is why, when and how do we apply price rises to our gardening businesses? It's one of the most scariest part of running the business, price rises, because we all fear that we're going to lose customers. We think we're becoming greedy. We're not. We know our numbers and therefore we're going to keep abreast of all the price rises that's been applied to us and make sure that we not only keep abreast of each year of our profit margin, but hopefully increase that as years go on, as we become more experienced and as we become more larger in our company. So there's three aspects. Why do we increase our price rises? Because the cost of our business has increased. Our charges for consumables, our equipment purchases, our fuel, our insurance costs. Like my insurance costs this year increased between 30 to 40%. Now, when you apply that to your vehicle, to your equipment, to your public liability, it all adds up. And also your wage that you're drawing, that maybe you need to increase that to keep abreast because your own cost of living, the supermarket, the electricity, the mortgage, interest payments, they're all increasing, so you've got to keep abreast with that. So the important thing is to know your numbers. So that's why you need to increase your prices, most likely on an annual or every 2 years, so that you know you're keeping abreast and keeping that buffer zone between you and probably failure, because if you don't, and you're 5-6 years down the track and you're still charging the same price because you're scared you're going to lose the client, they're not going to put it up for you. You've got to do it yourself. When is the best time to do it? I think when it's peak time, when everybody's busy, when the season is flush with growth, it needs a visit on a weekly or 2 weekly visit. Therefore, the customer doesn't have that out to say, look, can you leave it this month, come back next month, because you've applied it in the winter time. So I always look at the peak time. In Melbourne, it's November. In Sydney, it could be February. Everybody knows it's all different around the world. So you know when the peak season is, and I reckon that's the best time to apply it. The other thing is, most contractors in your area are probably flat out, so they're not going to have time to take on new work at that time. So that's a good time to do it. The other time I increase the prices is that when I have a new customer that asks me to quote, for example, a lawn. If I'm doing lawns for $70 a lawn and I see a new customer and they ask me to provide a quote and it's of the same area that I'm mowing at 70, I'll apply a new price rise there, and then I'll say, oh, it's going to cost you $75 or $80. Now the market will tell me whether they'll pay that or not. Now most times if they all take that up, well, that's good, because I'll know what the market is. Then I can move my lower price customers, I can then move them up to the higher one if that's within the 12 or 2 year cycle that I apply the price rises. So that's a simple way. Some guys apply price rises to customers that they don't want just to get rid of them. Personally, I just rather get rid of the customer, because you obviously want to get rid of him for a reason, and it's like the old story when you're working for the man. It wouldn't matter how much money that they're going to pay you. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. The last thing is how do we apply the price rises? Well, it's simple. Communicate to the customer. Explain to them that the cost of running your business has increased, and for you to provide a professional, prompt and reliable service, I need to increase the price. And the customer will say, fine, we understand that. That is understandable. Be confident when you do it. Don't apologise. Don't say, oh look, I'm sorry, I really don't want to do this. Just give them the facts. Like utilities, a power company, if they don't apologise, well, they might apologise, but they don't. They just say, look, the reason we've got to increase the cost because of this, this and this, and we should be no different. So communicate, confident, and explain, and the customer will understand. If they're going to drop you on a $5 price rise or $10 price rise, you're probably going to get dropped anyway. So, once they've gone, well, there'll be a new customer to come along. And that's when I like that new customer. I'll try the market, test the market, and maybe go a little bit higher. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's the way I've done it. Okay, quick video. please subscribe. Thanks for all the support. And yes, I really need some more numbers. I'm getting up to the 1,000 subscribers. I know I'm not as big time as some of the guys, but if I got over 1,000, I'd be a wrap. But thanks for the support and the emails and the follow-ups and the comments. I really appreciate it. It makes it all worthwhile. Thanks again, guys and girls. Let's see you on the next video, and we'll come up with something entirely different, perhaps a little bit of a practical application of our business. Thank you. Bye.